there's two types of freedom. There's freedom from and freedom to. Okay? Passover represents a freedom from. Shavuos represents a freedom to. Let me explain what this means. Let's say, for example, we'll use an example of a person growing up. So let's say, for example, there's oppression. And, or let's talk nationally, there's oppression. There's something that's enslaving. There's in Egypt, there's a constriction. The first stage of freedom is that you break free from the oppression. Let's say there's something oppressing you. Let's say it's literally, there's a physical person that's oppressive to you. You're in a relationship, in a job, in something in your life that's something oppressive. So the first stage of freedom is I'm free from that. Adolescence is a very strong sense, kids that are going through adolescence have a very strong sense of I'm freeing myself from. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the other thing. What do you want to be? I don't know yet. So the first stage is freedom from. The second stage, which is the harder stage, is freedom to. Now that you're free from the past, you're free from these constrictions, what do you want to choose? So the story of the going out of Egypt is the first thing is that we leave Egypt. Leaving Egypt, Mitzrayim, is Metzar, constriction. We leave it in a hurry. We break free of Egypt, and we're free. That's a freedom from. The next stage of freedom is that we receive the Torah. Receiving the Torah is now someone is only free that receives the Torah. What does this mean? It's a different type of freedom. There's one level of freedom that I'm no longer oppressed. I'm no longer restricted. I'm no longer constricted. I feel free now. And the second level of freedom is now I freely making a choice that I'm taking responsibility for my life. A child or someone that's going through adolescence wants to be free from, but not free to. They don't want to take responsibility. It's easier to know what you don't want than what you want. I know I don't want this to happen in my life. I know this is a constricting thing, and this thing is painful, and this thing is harmful. I know I want to be free from that. That's stage one. But what do you want to become? What is the freedom to? What do you want to choose? And Matan Torah represents that freedom that we chose, that we accepted upon ourselves the Torah, that we freely say that we want to receive now a new way, a new paradigm, a new way of understanding. And that's a freedom too. There's I must, I'm able, and I must. Okay? I must, then I am able, and then I must. There are three ways how we can live. Giving you very general ideas, but there are three ways how we can live. First level is that you must. Why do I have to do this? Because you must. Who told you you must? Something external to you was imposed upon you and told you this is the way you have to do things. Let's say also an example of a person receiving the Torah, or a person's relationship with Torah. A person's relationship with Torah on one level can be, why do I do the mitzvah? Why do I do the practice? Because I must. Who told me I must? My parents, my educators, my teachers. Not that I feel. It feels to me as something that's external to me, that's imposed upon me, but I must. Second stage is, when we come to Mount Sinai, what does it say? That Hashem comes over to us, the creator of the universe comes over and says, do you want to accept the Torah? And he asks the question, he goes to different nations, and we say, we freely want to accept upon ourselves the Torah. Not because I must, because I'm able. I want to accept the Torah. Then the Torah says, that they stand under the mountain. Hashem turns over the mountain upon their heads and says, if you want to accept the Torah, fine. If not, here will be your burial site. We just said we want to accept the Torah. What now? So the answer is like this. The first level of I must is negative because it's external to me. I feel like the Torah is something that's outside of me and I must do it. It's a burden to me. The second level of receiving the Torah, which is a higher level of receiving Torah, is I'm able to receive the Torah. I can make a free choice. I'm free to receive the Torah. I'm accepting upon myself freely the yoke of the Torah. That's a choice that I'm making. Then the deeper level of integration with the Torah is that once you receive it from a place that I am able and I'm freely making that choice, the choice that I make is so absolute that I can't live without it and I must already. When the Torah is saying that Hashem suspends the mountain over their head and says if you accept the Torah or not, we already said we want it. But now the wanting of it is not that there was literally a mountain over our head, but the accepting upon ourselves was so deep to us that it's if there's no alternative. We can choose In life, we have permission and the ability to choose. But we don't have freedom to choose. We have freedom to choose what we will, but we don't have freedom not to choose. Even if we choose not to do something, that in itself is a choice. Choice itself is not our freedom. Choice is who we are. We can make a choice, I want to do one thing, or I want to do the other thing. But to have choice itself is our life. That's existence. When we receive the Torah, one level we're saying we have choice to receive the Torah, but then the Torah becomes so one with us that it appears to us that there is no longer any choice, as if a mountain is suspended over our heads. That's the level that you move from I must, it's external to me and it's imposed, to I am freely able, I want to make that choice to receive the Torah. Then the choice that I receive the Torah is so deeply ingrained within me that I feel like I can't live without it. It's my life. I don't make a choice about my life. I'm alive. And that's the Torah. That's the truth of the Torah to me. And these are stages of really in our relationship with the Torah. We have to think about this every day. Is our relationship with Torah something that is outside of us, that we feel that it's imposed upon us, and it's something that's burdened, and we have to just accept it because that's the truth? Or do we feel that it's a Torah that I want to accept upon myself? Imagine you were told that you don't have to, and you have an opportunity. Do you want to accept the Torah or not? We have to ask ourselves a question every day. When we say Asher Bacha Banu V'Nasan Lanu Torah, that gives us the Torah, we have to say, yes, I want to accept freely the Torah upon myself. I want to make that choice. And then, throughout the day, that choice becomes so ingrained in me that it becomes I must.